Oil prices spiked immediately after the U.S. killed Iranian General Qassem. Okay, oil prices are escalating right now, and I have a lot of people asking me questions about current oil prices and the effects of Middle East war, what's going on with the shell game. I got a few articles and a few videos I'd like for you to watch to help further explain.
Breaking news. In a major escalation in tensions between the U.S. and Iran, the top Iranian general has been killed in an airstrike while leaving the Baghdad airport. The Pentagon confirmed the U.S. military carried out the attack. Qassem Soleimani was one of the most powerful figures in the Middle East and had been the top military man in Iran for more than 20 years. This attack comes after Iranian-backed groups breached the U.S. embassy in Baghdad just 2 days ago. We now turn to ABC's.
So they attacked the U.S. embassy. They were begging us to come to war. I mean, they didn't have to attack our U.S. embassy. I mean, they were attacking the ships that go through the Strait of Hormuz, Iran, and they've been drawing us into war. And you hit a beehive, you're going to get stung. And now they're condemning us as if we're at fault for what's going on in the Middle East right now.
Hello and welcome to the program. I'm Darren Jordan. Iran is vowing revenge on the US for killing its top military commander. Qassem Soleimani died when an American airstrike hit his convoy near the airport in Baghdad. The assassination, ordered by President Trump, marks a dangerous escalation in tensions between the US and Iran. Well, Supreme Leader Ayatollah...
This is their intention, okay? I said this several videos ago. I wouldn't be surprised if Saudi Arabia and Iran are working with each other to increase the tensions. They are a very selfish, greedy people that are focused on making money, okay? Now, when Bush was in office, oil prices hit well over $140 a barrel, quite simply because of the tensions in the Middle East, all the war in the Middle East. War in the Middle East causes oil prices to go up. Saudi Arabia is desperate to get oil prices to come back. And without high oil prices, their Saudi Aramco stock cannot keep that $2 trillion evaluation, okay? And so Russia is not playing patty cake with OPEC anymore. They're just doing whatever they want. And I said this would happen. Russia is not keeping up with their end of the bargain in curbing production. Why would they? Okay, why not let Saudi Arabia, who is impacted by oil prices more than any other country, bear the brunt of the blow because they have the most to gain. They got a $2 trillion Aramco stock. I want to read a few articles here. A prospect of war pushes oil to 7-month high. Oil prices spiked immediately after U.S. killed Iranian General Qassem Soleimani, I can't even say it, sorry guys, on Thursday, ahead of the Quds force of the Revolutionary Guard. U.S. oil workers are leaving Iraq. Dozens of workers in southern oil fields in Iraq are leaving the country, and the American embassy urged all U.S. citizens to leave the country immediately. Listen, they don't ask that unless it's serious, okay? They're planning for an all-out war in the Middle East, okay? The big question at this point is how Iran might respond. This energy company said that the vessels and oil facilities are at risk. The risk of another major attack against Gulf oil vessels or facilities is now above 50%. Well, of course that's going to happen. New York Times has a great video here showing the anger that they have against the U.S. and the obvious fact that they are going to retaliate.
What was sitting before us was his travels throughout the region and his efforts to make a significant strike against Americans. There would have been many Muslims killed as well, Iraqis, people in other countries as well.
هذا الفيديو خاص بمحور المقاومة جريمة الشنعاء التي قام بها الاحتلال الأمريكي.
خیانت بزرگ آبروریزی بیشتری برای آقای ترامپ به بار خواهد آورد و ملت بزرگ ایران انتقام سختی از دولت آمریکا
will take harsh revenge on the U.S. government. See, the simple tactic of warfare is you create scenarios to get your people to be angry, okay? And see, they're creating this a situation in the minds of their people that we need to take revenge. These evil people, they're evil, okay? They're pushing an agenda here, and they're brainwashing their people.
خواهد گرفت.
It's pretty obvious what's going to happen. I see this. I foresee this happening. I saw this happening a long time ago. I just didn't know when. And oil prices are continuing to rise. The shell game is coming to a close. If you look at we have $200 billion in shell debt due in the next 4 years. Roughly $200 billion North American oil and gas debt will mature in the next 4 years, according to the Wall Street Journal, which includes $41 billion due this year. More than 200 companies have already filed bankruptcy since 2015, but that number will continue to rise as drillers struggle the crushing weight of debt. Listen, you can't make money at $50-something a barrel in shale. You just can't. It's impossible. Shale was born when oil prices were over $100 a barrel, not when they were 50. They thought oil prices would be 100 forever. And so bottom line, not only do they not have the money to pay back these banks, but they also don't have the money to drill anymore. These leases are going to fall apart. Oil prices are going to drop tremendously. I mean, we went from producing 6 million a day from conventional to 16 million a day with the additional 10 million of shale. But shale, that 10 million barrels a day cannot be maintained because shale is it's very porous. It has a fast decline curve. A conventional oil play that doesn't need a frack, you could drill it and it could produce for 40 years. A shale well, it might only last for 2 or 3 years. So what do you think is going to happen if we're not drilling new wells? You're going to see that 10 million a day drop quickly. So not only do we have these debts pressing on the shale companies, the low oil prices, what's going to happen? Oil prices are going to continue to rise, quite simply because we can't keep up with supply. It's impossible. It was a flash in the pan to begin with. I said it before, and I'm saying it today. It's fallen apart. And so with what's going on with shale, with what's going on in Iran, Iraq, the Middle East tensions, I could foresee oil prices going back to $80 to $100 a barrel. Anyways, I hope this helps further explain what's going on in the Middle East, how this is greatly impacting oil prices. I'm Sean Pruitt, president of Kingdom Exploration. If you have any questions, feel free to call me. We're developing conventional oil plays in Texas, in Oklahoma, different parts of the world. If you ever have an interest in getting involved, give me a call. I'd love to chat with you. 307-622-1-OIL. Thanks.